Good morning, guys. This is Kenzo Xtrahot Forex. So let's go straight to our daily analysis. It's Monday. And US actually European stocks. Obviously, today they will be closing. I think there is. I forgot the holiday. So don't expect actually a nice move on any like UK 100. So we don't expect anything from that. So. Uh, It's Monday, guys. We have to do things very nicely. We have to plan for this week. And you know what? While it's Monday like this, some of you have access to actually YouTube. Obviously, most of you, or let's say all of you. So if you have that, sometimes people they just always surprised when things happen. Guys, on YouTube you can get like it's Bloomberg Live. It's like live news about the market. They're just going to tell you about everything. They're just going to talk about all these Fed interest rates and FPs, how they affect the market. Even if some they're not going to explain it like the way maybe you're going to understand, but the more you watch those things, those news on Yahoo Finance also, you're going to learn more. So don't just always focus on the charts. There is so many things that are happening, and those things for you to be aware of. Go check Bloomberg or any other financial news actually, because they're going to help you to see the bigger picture. You see, because if you just rely on the charts like this, yes, it's fine, but you find out that you're missing that tomorrow there's some news, or maybe you forgot, or maybe there's other, like, let's say, speeches where they say president of this whatever, they're going to talk about stuff like that. And sometimes on investing.com or maybe Forex Factory, sometimes they don't really show those news, because sometimes they reschedule those news very quickly, because the market it's just going up and down. So sometimes you can find the updates there. But if you also watch the news, you get that enough time not to miss those news. You see, because you can't just only sit here and watch the chart the whole day. You see, when I am done with analysis, I'm going to close this and do something else. Mostly I'll be just watching the news, like not focusing on the news, but as long as my TV is always on the news, uh, you will hear something. Obviously they will just talk about something, because mostly we know what's really happening. Now I can see that GDP target, China growth, whatever, but you can't see that on Forex Factory. You see, you can see that. And mostly China also affects the market these days, you see, because now it's the biggest economy. So thanks to everyone who's here. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So today I just added even Bitcoin. It seems like we're sleeping on this thing, on crypto. We know crypto is the future, guys. So it seems like it's not here to go. So I thought that I should just also add Bitcoin. So, but I'm not saying people they should start trade Bitcoin. I'm just, for those who already trade Bitcoin, they should check on this thing. But it's much better sometimes to diversify your investment or your trades. You see, if maybe NASDAQ is not doing the way you think, or because things change, sometimes we have to have something. You see, but the best thing is our strategy actually works very nicely on both, whether it's crypto or indices or metals, oil, whatever. So it's going to work nicely. So what do we see on Bitcoin? So what's happening here is we see that the market was pushing to the upside. We found some sort of a resistance around that, around 48,000. You can see there it's 48,000. So since then the market is pushing to the lower side. There are so many factors that is pushing the market. Mostly this thing is also affected by what's really happening in the market. But at least Bitcoin's not like exactly relying on that, you see. So what we see is we see that the market is been pushing lower and lower. Now we call this a downtrend, and below this area we have some sort of a support area, and we can see that the market around that zone, the market actually respected that, you see. So I can even maybe try maybe to make it like this. Yeah, something like that, because this is a zone. It's not only just a line. I like to, mostly you heard me saying something like this. It's not only a one line, it's a zone where the market will respect. So here I'm on a 4-hour time frame, you see. So it means you can see that every time the market reached this area, the market used to push up. The market used to push up. The market even now is pushing up. But we are on what? On a downtrend. Do you see that we are on a downtrend? So we should be way careful. So for us, maybe to say we're going to jump on this, maybe, or maybe when you say you want to buy here, it should be like a very short. You can just say you hit and run. You don't really hold longer. Or maybe you can say, let's wait for the market to break this resistance, then we're ready to go to the moon, something like that. So for those who maybe don't really trade in Bitcoin, I think I will also add more. I will also do another video on how we can just invest on these cryptos or maybe other companies, because as we are retail traders, we can't always just here like speculating what the market is going to go up or down. Sometimes we have to have some nice investment that we just going to buy and forget, something like that. You can start from 10 rands. You don't have to maybe have 10,000 to start from that. I think that will differ from country to country, but I know even Europe, Australia, US, even here in Africa or South Africa, we also have our platforms where we can buy stocks. You see, we can buy Tesla, we can buy Apple, Coca-Cola, whatever. But I think that I have to show you that how we can do that, because I think we should not stop our journey here on like trading. When we make money on trading, let's put something on. Let's invest something for our children or for our for our legacy. You see, so let's invest something. Let's not only focus on trading only. I hope that maybe it's loud and clear. So this is just intro of NASDAQ. I'm not going to talk much, but from tomorrow, obviously, we will just keep talking about it and until we see something. So we need to adapt to what's happening. We don't have to be like we are old guys. Sometimes if things happen, we have to adapt and also to that, because one way or another, maybe 10 years to come, or let's say 15 years to come, you might find that actually crypto is the one which is dominating. But just imagine if we started now. So we are on German 34 hours time frame. So what do we see? Let me just use 2 hours because it's in the middle. So what's really happening is we had a very nice downtrend. I think the market did not really change much since yesterday. Since Friday. So what's really happening is the market was going down. Boom, the market broke out of that. We call this breakout. Now the market is I can say the market is just consolidating, and which means we just need to wait and see what's really happening before we act on the market. Because if the market is going to consolidate like this, it means that the market is still deciding. But as long as the market broke out of this downtrend, it shows us that, okay, the market is willing to push the upside. But remember, we have so much stuff going on, especially this week, that might push the market to the lower side. You see, we have Fed interest rates, NFP, so many things, and that this might be short-lived. We might see the market pushing to the lower side also. So, but still, we have to focus on the market structure. But at the moment, there's nothing that we can do. Let's wait for the market to break this support area or to break this resistance. We can say, okay, now it's time to buy, because at the moment the market is just playing around this zone. So we don't really have to fall for that, right? So let's go to the next one, which is gold, I guess. Yeah. So we are on gold here. We are on gold. You can see that gold, the market is like seriously pushing to the lower side, which means actually dollar is very strong at the moment, and that is pushing inflation to the moon. Actually, when we see dollar doing something like this, it's not really good for the dollar. You see, it's not really good. It's good just because it seems like maybe against the other currencies or pairs, it's strong, but it's not really good for the economy. This actually currency is not supposed to be like way too stronger, because the inflation is going to skyrocket, and that is not really something which is good. But it's fine. It's fine. There is interest rates. Maybe they will try to increase the interest just because they want to reduce their inflation. And recession is also here, obviously. So these times that I'm talking about here, they're for free on YouTube. They always talk about them. So if you don't know those things, welcome to this industry. One way or another, you're still going to need to know them. Yeah, maybe you've been trading and maybe you've been making money without those things, but sometimes you have to know them, you see. So what do we see? We see that the market was just going down, going down, going down. Boom, the market just broke out of this, pushed up, now it's coming back, and it seems to be a nice retest. But you know what? Actually, whatever that is happening now, you can see that the market is not really stable. The market is not really stable. If I still remember, we had a support area around this area, and going back there was a support area here. The market broke out of that. Then we thought maybe we're going to sell. Then the market now is pushing up. Now again, we thought, oh, the market will push up. The market is now going down again. So the market is not really stable at the moment, and these aggressive moves, they can make you to lose easily. So the best way that you can do is always apply your risk management. So sometimes the market will just react like this. Actually, this week it's a week where we know that the market is going to be crazy. So for us to be safe, let's take very few trades. Let's take very few trades. We are not forced to trade even if it's risky, because the market will just go up and down. So, and we don't really control that, you see. So you must be extra careful. Actually, it's only this week, by the way. It's only this week. We are on US oil now. So what happened on US oil? It's quite nice, straightforward. What's happening here is we had some very nice bullish moves. You can see that. You can see that we had some very nice bullish moves. Let me reduce that. I think it's too much. The market was pushing up nicely, and then we found that the market, if you still remember, I did tell you about this resistance, that the market might create similar move like this, where it creates something like this, and I had this. Now see, the market respected that, but currently it seems like the market is breaking out of that support area. So if the market is breaking out of that support area, which we were on a bullish move, this shows us that, you know what, now the market is selling off. We're no longer on that bullish move. So if the market might close below this, then we will have to wait for the market to give us that nice move. But remember, as I said, as I always say, especially this week, there is so much geopolitical news. There is so much stuff going on around the world, guys. So obviously the market is not going to be stable. It's not going to be that stable. So let me take this call, actually. So sorry about that. So we were still on US oil. Just look at this. So this breakout here is quite great, aggressive, but sometimes it's funny because we don't really know. There's something happening, obviously. This type of candlesticks, there's something which is happening, and if you just jump on the market, you're going to pay. So we see that, the market is selling, and it might still go lower, but do we really understand what's really happening? Because I can see on the news there's so much stuff going on. I thought they say US oil, this country seems like they're going to block Russian oil or Russian gas and stuff like that. So there's so much stuff going on. So the best thing is, especially as it's Monday like this, let's just relax. Let's just make sure we analyze things nicely. And when we go back and try to enter, we already understand what's really happening. You see, fear of missing out is also an enemy. Please, I think I will have to do a video about that. So the market is pushing lower. There's nothing that we can do. Obviously, the market is just broken out of this. Maybe the market wants to continue going to the lower side. That is possible, you see. So that's great. Obviously, that's great. So let's see what's really happening on the next one. I think this video is a bit longer. Yeah, this thing is seriously selling off. So now we are on US30. These things, I drawn them on weekend, so they don't really look good. So we are on US30. What's really happening, guys, here? What's really happening? We can easily see that we are on on an aggressive sell-off. This is called aggressive sell-off. But what I see is we have something like this around this area. Do you see that? I see something like that. I see something like that. That shows that the market is still breaking, is still going lower. Maybe even, I think even here, I hope that it's not a breakout there. If it's a breakout, we are expecting the market to still push to the lower side, you see, because the market might be trying to retest and push it to the lower side. So since the market is aggressive like this, sometimes it's difficult for us actually when we rely on trends line. You see, sometimes it's difficult to draw those trends line. So, but we don't really have to force them, because one way or another, we're still going to able to connect them. So the market might start to create something like this. You can see this area. The market might move like that, move like this, and maybe in few days or maybe whatever week or whatever, then the market will make sense, and then we will start to able to connect to these areas. But here you can see this, it's aggressive sell-off. Even this one here, it's aggressive sell-off, you see. But with this type of sell-off, somehow we expect the market to push the upside. Maybe the interest rate might not be that bad as we think. Maybe we might see the market pushing to the upside. This might be some very nice areas to buy, obviously, but we should be able to see where this thing is going, because the market is still on bearish move, actually. The market is still on bearish move. But when the market is going to push the upside, let's make sure that we don't really miss that. I'm not saying that you should not sleep trying to find the move before. No, relax. This thing is still going to, even if we miss the biggest move, the opportunities, they're still going to be there, you see. But at the moment, we're still on that bearish move. This is what we see, obviously. Then the market might still push the lower side, or there is a possibility that the market might push up, because even in this area, it's also a sort of a support. The market might still push the upside. So that is possible. That is possible, way too possible. So, but at the moment, let's just relax and see. So let's move to the next one, which is NASDAQ. So on NASDAQ, you can see here we actually we have something like this also. So on NASDAQ, we can see that it's a nice support area. The market supported there. But even though we know that the market is on a downtrend, but there is a strong support, obviously. That's why we can have a nice buy, and then we expecting to get out around these areas. Around this area, it's where we can make sure that we just run out of the market, or get out. Why? Because we understand that the market is still on this bearish move, but one way or another, the market, especially around this area, the market might push to the upside before maybe going back. So we should be aware of that. Or maybe the market might still push the lower side, maybe break this area and push the lower side. That is also possible. But with this type of sell-offs, yes, I'm starting to feel like the market one way or another might start to be bullish. These sell-offs, guys, they are way too strong, and I don't think that they will just keep continuing like that. But I understand that this sell-off actually Fed interest rate, they already have a very biggest effect on this, and maybe when they release those figures, they might not be bad, and we might see the market skyrocketing. You see, that is also possible. So please don't forget that later on we're gonna go on our live session, and if you want to talk to me, there it's my contact. You can talk to me there if you want to join the team. Lifetime, it's now $200. It's where maybe it's also, we include also mentorship. I'm going to teach you everything to be good, you to be like way much better than maybe at the moment. Even if maybe you have 2 years, even if you have 3 months, yes, you can join the lifetime mentorship, and I can teach you everything that you want to know. Plus, it comes with VIP signals then, and it's lifetime. It means you just pay once, then you can learn and eat at the same time. So $45 is monthly signals. $45 is monthly signals. It's where you just going to get the signals monthly. I'm not going to teach you anything about anything there. It's only the signals. I'm going to teach you when you pay $200 because it's my time, guys. It's my experience. It's everything that I put, and we just go into 3 days in a week. We go live session on Zoom or any other platform that you use. Then, yeah, we can learn from that. You see, one way or another, you're supposed to learn, even if you're not learning from me. But make sure that you learn, because shortcuts, they just go in to delay you way too further. So make sure that you'll understand what I'm trying to show you, and from that you can just try to learn, and you'll start to see the difference, you see. So thank you very much. This is Kenzo, Xtrahot Forex. Bye.